Nowadays, people say that the American dream is the pursuit of material prosperity. For example, most people enjoy working more hours per week to afford luxurious cars, bigger and fancier homes, or astonishingly expensive accessories. This is said to definitely improve their appearance and impress others. However, if we do the math, doesn't spending more time at work give them less time to enjoy it all?
James Tressel Adams, writer of the Epic America, elaborates, saying that it is a dream of a land in which life should be better and richer and fuller for everyone, with opportunity for each according to ability or achievement. It is not a dream of motor cars and high wages merely, but a dream of social order in which each man and each woman shall be able to attain the fullest stature of which they are innately capable, and be recognized by others for what they are, regardless of fruitless circumstances of birth or position.
If you ain't got no money, take your broke ass home.
I would say that the American dream is basically when anyone from different social classes can still be able to be as successful as they want to be as long as they put in the right amount of effort. So it shouldn't matter if you start off with a really poor family or you're really well off, but as long as you put in the right amount of effort, you can be as successful as you want to be.
As far as I'm concerned, the American dream is to be able to live one's life in with the freedoms that we are afforded in North America, and that we are free to do and live wherever we choose. That we are free to choose our own profession.
Yeah, and so your camera doesn't run out of film, I'll agree.
That's the big house, 2 cars, 2 kids, good job, lots of money, holidays when you want, basically do what you want, retire with, maybe a cottage or a condo in Florida. It's everybody wants to have lots of everything when they retire. Lots of grandkids.
So although my view is that my children can do whatever they want to pursue their happiness in life, it's interesting when I am in meetings with some of my colleagues in the US and see that there seems to be a lot of pressure on kids to carry on the same profession or discipline as their parent. And so when a parent is a doctor and their parents were a doctor, then the next child is a doctor. And when they went to an Ivy League school, then they have to send their children to an Ivy League school, doesn't matter how much it costs.
I think likely through pop culture and the media and recording artists, whatever the American dream is kind of spills over the border, and so to the extent that those sources of information influence how people think about things, that's maybe how Canadians are influenced by US culture.
Is the American dream an attainable goal? Yes, it is. And it takes commitment, it takes patience, it takes tolerance, it takes education and understanding to be able to attain the goal. And I think it is attainable for every person that is ever born in this life. And even those that are that suffer, that have either suffered through pain or suffer through hunger, living on the street, their goals are attainable too, if they are willing to work hard and understand the situation that they are in, and educate themselves, try to make changes within their life. I think the American dream is actually available to every single person that's ever born. It's there for them to work towards.
Yes, and I think it is attainable, but it's one of those things that it takes work to attain. You can't sit back and expect somebody else is going to provide it for you. So it's the I think it's what you can do for your country and your fellow man, and not what they need to do for you.
Well, I'm married and I have kids and I have a house and I have a career. My friends, I'm happy, I'm healthy, so I'm pursuing all my dreams, my regular dreams, and then there's my unattainable dreams, or if I had $1 million dreams where I'd travel around the world, but I've done a lot of traveling, so that's good. I'm getting there bit by bit. I'm good.
Generally, yes. I do believe that education is necessary. However, there are many millionaires that never did get an education and continue to prosper that way. So yes and no. For the few that become millionaires, often don't need that education. But for the others that want a good life, yes, education is important. It used to be that grade 12 was the part of education that we needed. And now it seems that bachelor degrees aren't enough. We still need to go higher, master's degrees, and even doctorates to attain the American dream.
I would agree that education is essential to attaining the American dream, because when you think of the most successful people in the world, like they all went to university, or they had to have a proper upbringing, which would definitely include going to school, and which then creates more opportunities in the work field, which helps you advance. But I would definitely agree that you need to be going to at least high school, and definitely I would definitely recommend, or I would agree that going to university would give you the most amount of opportunities to succeed later in life.
I think that for the younger crowd, I think that it's still very, very much alive. However, I'm afraid that they may become disillusioned as time goes on, because from what I'm seeing is that the rich are getting much richer, and the gap between the rich and the poor is becoming huge, and middle class seems to be crumbling into more of a poor class. So no matter how hard you work, you may not get to where you want to be. So the American dream of working hard and succeeding may not be there in the long run. Hopefully I'm wrong.
I think not as much as it used to. I think back in the 60s, even the 70s, the female would have thought of the American dream as staying home, raising the kids, taking care of her husband, and the husband goes out and has a good job, makes lots of money. But I think that's changed now, that both male and female feel that they have to have a good job and be able to contribute, so they can have the nice home and 2 cars in the garage and a couple kids and dogs, or whatever it is that they want. So I think at one time there was a huge difference between the two, but I think now it's more similar. They both, male and female, have the same types of idea of the American dream.
It is clear in our modern-day society that the American dream of men and women are quite similar. They both strive to achieve the same goals and attempt to pursue their passion. Also, they believe that education is the key element to success and accomplishing the American dream.
I work all night, I work all day to pay the bills I have to pay.
Each character, particularly Willie and Linda, have a different perspective of the American dream. Willie Loman. He is constantly on the search for the American dream because of his brother Ben. He has in fact convinced his indoctrinated family to think this way. He believes that he does not need to search for it, as it would naturally come to him. Willie does not understand the key to the American dream.
You don't want to be anything. Is that what's behind it? Dad, don't take it that way. Do you think it was easy?
Went out and got it, walks into a jungle, he comes out at the age of 21, and he's rich!
Well, I lose my temper. I simply asked him if he was making any money.
Is that a criticism?
Oh,
They don't need me in New York. I'm the New England man. I'm vital in New England.
You're 60 years old.
The man who makes an appearance in the business world, the man who creates personal interest, is the man who gets ahead. Be liked and you will never want.
And Still, there never seems to be a single penny left for me.
Linda searches for a good family relationship, hoping everyone will get along by keeping her happy. This happiness would allow her dream to stay alive. Linda represents the realistic side of her family, seeing paying off her mortgage as an accomplishment. Linda does not look at being rich as a necessity, as she cares deeply about her family.
He's a great man. Willie Loman never earned a lot of money. His name was never in the paper. He's not the finest character that ever lived. But he's a human being. And a terrible thing is happening to him. So attention must be paid.
There's an apparent contrast between Willie and Linda, who both have a different perspective on the American dream. This is reflective of the period in which they lived. Arthur Miller composed this play in the late 40s, ergo the dream had time to evolve. Therefore, the past American dream is quite different from the modern dream presented through the interviews.
In summary, the American dream is a nationwide goal of the ideal lifestyle. If we compare men and women's opinion on this topic, we realize that both genders have similar aspirations in this day and age. However, it has not always been this way, as the dream continues to evolve throughout the years, as we can see by comparing the contemporary results to those in Arthur Miller's Death of a Salesman play.
This documentary compares the American dreams past and present. Nowadays, though, people sometimes dress themselves in out-of-the-ordinary outfits in public in order to stand out and have people stare at them, all for the aspect of fame. Is this the new focus of the dream?
By all of the things I never had. I wanna be on the cover of